Welcome to Does This Count as Content? So I'm playing the old Prince of Persia. Now I'm interested in Persia vaguely because, I studied ancient Greek history and a large part of the important parts of that were the war with Persia, um, the alliance with Athens and Sparta to take on Persia with King Emperor Xerxes and all the rest of it. So that's interesting. But look at this, he's falling. So anyway, that's the backstory. I'm trying to it's like a puzzly platformy aspect, but I've been at this now a wee while, and it's very likely that I'm going to turn it off and throw the game in the bin. It only cost me £1.50 because, and my budget per game is £2, right? Just wait like 10 years. People queuing up at midnight to buy a game on release and pay £50 for it? What are you doing with your life? Just wait a decade. Damn thing will be like £2, 50p sometimes. You get it super cheap. It's the same game, right? There's a philosophy of art theory that sort of says that things are either good or they're not good. But you can't tell if it's good until after the time has lapsed. So things that we still remember from decades ago or hundreds of years ago, those are objectively good, and we know that because they survived. You can't tell if anything's good in its period, in its own time. So the idea that something's not good anymore because it's old is crazy. Go play the first Crash Bandicoot. Do the graphics hold up? No. But if you haven't played any new games, you wouldn't know. Stop playing new things, and you wouldn't know that the old things don't look good anymore. That's I don't understand the problems with the youth. But anyway, I'm rambling. So this is a game, but if it gets too difficult or I have to repeat the same bit 2 or 3 times, it's getting turned off for today because that's how I play games. I play them like someone who wants to finish them as quickly as possible and doesn't actually like the game. Combat's pretty easy in this though. You just hit X a lot. Sometimes you're in a block. I don't really like to block in any game. You also hit B to use the wee claw. So you've got two attacks really. Good thing is, anytime you're falling in any of the platforming, this girl just saves you, which is great. She just saves you all the time. It's freaking brilliant. Now, last time, sometimes she'll just jump completely in the wrong direction and fall, and then her hand just appears from nowhere and saves you. And he goes, "Whoa, that was close. Was it? Was it close? Or are you just a flipping idiot who jumped into the void, into the chasm, and had to be rescued by the princess? Is that what we call close? You would have been dead if it weren't for the weird mechanics of this game, which I love. I mean, I play every game on the easiest possible difficulty because I don't want a challenge. I want a bit of story, and then I want it to go away very quickly. I mean, I do sometimes like games, but I just try not to get too into them. I played Assassin's Creed 2 without once upgrading my weapons or armor about a year or two ago. And made the last level very difficult, but, I'm not interested in crafting, I'm not interested in upgrading things, the last game I ever enjoyed was Outer Worlds. It was relatively recent though, so I do feel like I get to trick myself into thinking that I know about games. Um, I'm gonna kill this chap now, and it's because I'm going on a bit. You do get a little bit bored. Um, but this is Prince of Persia. Now I didn't know about Prince of Persia. I'd heard of it, obviously. I'd never played any. Someone told this didn't have a number on it. It was just called Prince of Persia. So I thought, oh, it must be the first one. And someone said, no, it's like a remake or a cartoonized. I mean, I don't know. Who knows about these things? The quest has something to do with a Persian god that someone wants to free from a prison, and then people want to catch this princess. And I just want my donkey because I left a sack of gold tied to my donkey. And we're going to the fertile grounds, and then there's a sexy girl there, and something about her fertile grounds, and something about innuendo. And tap Y repeatedly. So I like that it tells me what to do, to be fair, because I don't want to think for myself in a game. I can't be bothered. Mostly, I mean, to be fair, this game currently has the luxury of being played with the volume on. It's really being privileged, because ordinarily I put a podcast on and play a game on mute because I don't care about what's happening. I mean, when I played Assassin's Creed, I played the entire Ezio trilogy on mute, and I just followed the map marker. And my friend once came in and said, "Well, what are you doing? Who's this guy? What's the quest?" I'm like, "I don't know, just chasing an X on the map, and then when I get there, I'll kill whoever happens to be there." Occasionally, it tells me I did the wrong thing. I wasn't meant to kill him. In that case, I'll have to listen for a few minutes to see what I was meant to do. But you know, I'm not paying attention to the game because I don't care about it. I should say though, I like the graphics in this. I don't really like this manly stereotype. I don't think that helps anyone. Um, but I do like the game and the colors and things. I like that it's easy, and I like that you essentially can't die. and shouldn't have to redo bits too often unless you struggle with the platforming and keep falling off, which I also do sometimes. So the biggest difficulty at the moment is that I have a cup of tea sitting on the ground that I would love to pick up and sip, but I'm kind of weirdly balancing my phone between my leg and the sofa, so if I move to get my tea, the phone falls, and the video looks even less professional than it already looks. Now, I've been told that people on the Twitches and things, they do some. I tried to upload videos to Twitch, apparently it doesn't work like that. You do like a streaming. I don't know how to capture my screen, and then you don't use Xbox, you use PC, and I don't know what's going on. I've got this Xbox 360, which I thought was sufficient, but apparently it's old. I did buy an Xbox One, but I gave it away because like I just wanted it for Fallout 4, and that was it. I borrowed it back to play Outer Worlds, to be fair, but then what is this nonsense now? Look at the mechanics of this. Um, oh, not a collection quest. Oh, for goodness sake. Well, this will look at the graphics. It's nice, right? This will give you an idea of. Does he jump that far? Ah, yeah. If you press Y during a jump, then she just somehow catches you and you go further. Sandy. But this is, I guess, supposed to be a. Collecting these is supposed to help me improve my technique, but the game has failed to realize that I don't care to improve my technique. Like, it's made the mistake of thinking I care about the game I'm playing, and that's the problem. He doesn't even spin over the bar. I mean, come on. Why would you not spin over the bar? That feels like the most basic thing that people would want you to do in the game. Do we need more of these? I mean, I don't even know what these are. I'm surprised the phone's still recording. I thought there was like some kind of time limit or something. I don't know if that's how long do phones record for. Remember when YouTube used to have a 10-minute time limit back in the day? Does anyone remember that? Way before it was commercialized and popularized. And, oh no, catch the no. There you go. So she saves you when you die. But how do I get there if I can't jump there? Can I go on this? See, now I'm gonna have to start looking around me. For goodness sake. And people call this relaxing, or they think it's a pastime or a hobby. It's work. Drop. How do you drop? Goodness me. You'd break a nail on that particular maneuver. How do I get back to where I was? Is this content? Is that what this is? Is this sufficient for content? Like, do people want to see this? I don't think people want to see this. A 15 a quarter. Come on. He just jumps randomly sometimes into the wrong direction, which is fine. It would be annoying if you were constantly dying, but since she just rescues you, then it's fine. And you can sort of conveniently slide along walls and so forth, and move around betwixt things hither and thither. So it's handy enough, but how do you get to these places? I know what the game is doing, right? It's trying to get me to practice all the different ways to jump around and things and techniques, and I get it. I get it. I think you like it, but I empathize with what it's trying to do. Nope. There we go. So I'm going to stop this at the 10-minute mark. But this is essentially just to show what I think of the game. It's all right. It's all right. But now it's giving me like a map sometimes, and I think I have to care enough to know about the different places in the game, and I don't know if I'm going to be bothered with that, but we'll see. Ooh, orbs. No, there we go. Help! Oh, that was close. Was it? Was it close, sir? No. Ooh, saved. Expert. Give me a trophy or an achievement. Gamer score. I am the best. I didn't fall. I did. Anyway,